You know, some people, they ask me about holidays, and I says, man, you know, I want people to take their lives to new heights, you know. Some people are down on their luck or they're just depressed. How can I lift up their spirits in life, you know? I had to ask a few friends of mine at the New Life Church and a Baptist church and a Methodist church. It was like being like Jesus, going to different churches. Like, how do we make Jesus today, you know? How do we make those Jesuses, you know? And it says, well, you got to torture people. You got to do this. You got to do that. And another guy says, well, no, you got to do this. You got to be the most educated. And I says, well, Jesus didn't say you could only be something if you're the most educated person. What about those wounded vets that come back from the war zone? They might have been the most educated person leaving out, and then when they get back, they're all messed up. Like, what are we going to do? You know? A great man, you know, sitting in the White House, he says, man, you know what? We're going to have holidays. And he says, well, people forgot. So they, man, well, maybe we'll make an airport. We'll fly airplanes out of there like holidays, you know? And he says, well, that's not enough. He says, well, we'll make a launch pad. We'll launch shuttles. And it's more than just a shuttle. They go, what do you mean? He says, well, we put the shuttle on the back of an airplane and flew it across the country to let people know, look, we've got shuttles that launch. And then we got people to help each other, you know? So they didn't believe in the people. He says, okay, well then put people inside of the plane and put the shuttle on top of the plane, and then I want you to fly it all the way across the country, because if they can't see a truck driving down the road, then maybe they'll see God's promise flying from one side of the country to the other. Like a rainbow in the sky. It's like, man, a rainbow in the sky, but it's not a rainbow, man. It's like a way of life, man. If we could just get that plane to lift up that shuttle, it's like, look at that plane, it's huge, man. It's like, well, maybe if they'll believe in Air Force One when the president flies around, you know? How do you do that? How do you make an adventure that anyone, anywhere, at any time can afford? Some guys, they travel all their lives, man. It's like, what about that war vet, man? He went off to war. He fought for a country, and, you know, he didn't have anything, not much family, but he went over there and he fought for the country that he loved so much, and then he comes back over here, he gets home, and he's like, man, what's left for me? You know, what's left for me? What's love for me? And what's right for me? You know, if I got something on the left and I got something on the right, if I could get them to work together and walk down that middle of that aisle, down into that church, over to a chapel or anywhere they can go. If I got to send them to the courthouse to scream it from the top of the hill, the top of their lungs, then maybe they'll get up there in the White House and do something, you know? But man, that's a first family, you know? How can we make it exciting? How can I make people excited about life? It's like, man, I got so many people that are like, man, they're excited about life, man. They're doing life in the pen right now. It's like, man, how do I get people out of the pen? You know, it depends on what their state of mind is, you know? And somebody says, man, you know, they got all this stuff going on, man. Is it black or is it white? I says, well, we couldn't figure it out, so we wrote it in black and white. It says, maybe if the black and white work together, we get better books, we get better movies, we get better TV, we get better lives, we get better families. Did you get a black and white on that? He says, well, they couldn't understand, so I asked the sheriff friend of mine, hey, can you help me out, man? And he goes, man, I got people walking up and down the road trying to clean up the environment with black and white stripes. You know, it's like I'm trying to help them out of jail. And they got everybody looking at these people with black and white stripes, and it's like I'm trying to get them to read books. We even built electronic tablets. He says, man, if I could just get them to go to the movie theater as a family, you know? You know what they were doing? They were busy, you know? It was like, man, they're busy looking at the TV in their homes, and they go, man, I got a TV in the home, man. And then they go out in the street and they're like, oh, violent and stuff. It's like, man, can I get them down in the movie theater? I gotta see how many tickets they buy, you know? It's like how many tickets they buy in a movie theater. It says, well, I'd rather them buy a ticket in a movie theater and watch a movie as a family than get a ticket out there on the street that they're going to regret. And it says, man, how can I do that? One of those crazy ministers says, man, how can I multiply those ministers for God? How can I do that? And one guy said, well, hold on. I'll be right back.